Hello everyone. My name is Rajneesh, and I am working in the automation field around 9 years. And in the automation, Power Automate, I have around 5 years of experience. So currently, I am working as a Power Automate lead, where I am handling all the automation related to the Power Platform. Okay, so we will start this training. First of all, Ankush, my voice is clear. I am audible.
Yes, Rajnish, you're
Okay,
clear.
okay, okay. Thank you. So, guys, actually, I need your short introduction. So it will give me some brief of you, how much you have know about the RPA and on the Power Automate front. So if you can start with your short introduction one by one, it will be helpful for me. So anyone want to start?
So I think we'll start off with the paid members first. So Rajnish, we have 5 paid members who are
Mhm.
Praveen, Mitali, Gayatri, right, and um, Avinash. Avinash also is there,
Mhm.
right. Excuse me, guys, if I miss someone. Right, you can introduce yourself. So we have
Yeah,
total
guys,
five.
actually need some introduction. Whether you are a college pass out, are you doing some college or are you working somewhere? What are the background experience you are having? So I just wanted to know a little about that.
Hi Rajnish, this is Gayatri. I have a 3.5 years of experience in automation anywhere,
Okay,
and on A360 it's 1.5 years, and also working with on SQL.
okay, great, great. Thank you, Gayatri. So you already know the RPA if you are working on automation anywhere. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Hi, this is Praveen here.
Hi,
I
Praveen.
have been working with RPA for past 4 years with UiPath and Blue Prism. Right
Okay.
now, my company shift automations to UiPath to Power Automate, so I'm planning to learn Power Automate. That's the reason.
Okay. Great.
Thank you.
Thank you, Praveen.
Hi Ranjit, I have nearly 4 years of experience in UiPath.
Mm-hmm.
Currently,
Okay.
my company is also shifting to another platform, RPA platform.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they will choose Power Automate only. That's why.
Yeah. 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 Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so I understood most of you are already know the RPA background since you have worked with Blue Prism, UiPath, and Automation Anywhere. So you already know what is the RPA process, what is the automations, and most commonly what I heard and what I observed these from the past few years, many company who were using any other RPA platform like UiPath and Blue Prism, now they are the client is requesting they are more interested to switch on the Power Automate. The one reason is because Power Automate is a uh, you all know it's the Microsoft product, and the second thing is the cost because the cost is very less as comparison to other platform, and the third reason is it is providing the lot of connectivity to other platform cloud services and all other things. So we will learn in this session all these things. So as you all know what is RPA, if anybody of you are not aware what is RPA, so just for their knowledge, RPA is a robotic process automation which is commonly we use to automate the any business process. So if my business is for example I receive the invoices, so somebody from the client end is generating the invoices, so this invoice will come to my inbox, and after the inbox it will come to my inbox. The team member will take the action basis on the inbox invoice received in the inbox. He will then pull the information from the invoices like invoice number, the client name, the invoice amount, Then he will go to the any ERP application. For example, I have any ERP application. He will punch the information into the ERP. Then he will share this information to the agency holder or to the customer. So all these things we can automatically develop into our automation. So for example, we can create the flow which will monitor the Outlook. In Outlook, whenever the mail will arrive, so there will be a particular subject line. So I will develop the rule in my flow. If my invoice contain this particular subject, I will pick those invoices. I will extract the invoice information from that email. Then I will store it somewhere in my database or somewhere, and then I can process those transactions which any user from the team is processing. So we can do automate all these things. So mainly Power Platform has 5 different component. One is Power Apps. So Power Apps is basically to develop the applications. So if uh, so basically if someone is receiving the invoice and someone want a common platform where everybody can access the app and they can take the action, like if my invoices need a approval from any superior or senior management leadership team, so they can directly open the app, they can review the transaction for the day, they can take the action like approve, on hold, or if they can reject. Basis on that, they can take the action. So for that scenario, we have the Power Apps. Then we have the Power Automate Cloud Flows. So Cloud Flows is basically to automate the cloud, any task related to the cloud services. For example, in my SharePoint, if I created the one SharePoint list, and in the SharePoint list, if someone is modifying any item or some new entry is created basis on my business requirement, if any new item is created, in that case I can create the cloud flow and I can add the action if any item is modified or created on this SharePoint list. Then my automation process should trigger and it should process accordingly. Like I want to enter this information in the ERP, or I want to send the email to the my business team, this is a new item that you have received, like this. Or there are another connector also, like we have the functionality to connected with Twitter, Outlook, SharePoint, OneDrive, and approximate there are 200 connectors we have in the Power Automate Cloud Flows. Then we have the Power Automate Desktop. So Power Automate Desktop is basically for the surface automation. If I want to we have a legacy application which I need to automate, any desktop based application or any web automation where we need to perform the web scraping. I need to click on any website, fetch those elements, and I want to download some data. So for all those things, we have the Power Automate Desktop. Then we have the Power BI. So Power BI is basically to create the dashboard. If requirement is to requirement is perform this data automation in your product, but in the end I need a dashboard, I need a visualization dashboard where I can see all the information uh, in a dashboard and some kind of report. So Power BI is basically for visualization of the data. After that, we have the Power Automate Virtual Agent. So virtual agent is basically to develop the chat bots. If someone want to work on the chat bots, then we can use the Power Virtual Agent. Also, we have the Power Pages also. So Power Pages is basically to create the web pages. If someone want to develop some kind of pages, web pages, so they can use the Power Pages in that case. So these all the component we have in the Power Platform. So far, if any have any question, they can ask. Otherwise, we can go to the Power Automate flow. Okay, considering this as a no, so let me share my screen. So if I open,
Rajneesh. Hey,
yeah,
Rajneesh. Yeah, hi. One small request
yeah,
that the guys already who spoke in the starting of this conversation, they said that they knew about this automation process and already they worked for so many years. And the remaining people, I think you didn't get any info from remaining people. Maybe they didn't say anything. So my request was is in my from my place, I'm telling that we don't know about automation, even a
okay,
single part. So
okay,
what to do, what not to do, what is automation, even the just meaning only that we knew. We don't know anything about that.
okay, okay,
Okay.
okay, okay.
My
Yeah,
request
yeah,
is consider us and even while you are teaching from scratch, if you will start and tell
okay,
everything, it will be fine to us.
okay. Yeah, sure, sure, sure. Okay.
Thank you, Lily.
So okay, so let me give you one more example of the automation, and I understand if you are new to automation and all these things. So basically, automation. So so for example, I for one of my client where I recently developed a project. So they have the different gas stations in the US and UK. So I cannot tell you the client name, but they have a different gas stations. So where they have different uh, retail shops. So in a retail shops, customer visited to gas station, and in the retail shop also they order for some items like pizza, burger, coffee, or all those things. So what they do whenever they order anything to those gas stations, so all this information, the retail store executive will store all this information into the system. So for example, today I have sold out the 20 pizza from this particular location from the US store. Today, this gas station has sold out the 50 coffee from this station from the UK location. So what is the client requirement is I want the consolidated data across all the gas stations, what all the total sales which have been made through across all the gas stations, and what is the total amount I have received from the gas station, what is the amount is in my account, come in the my account. So how we develop this automation? So first of all, we are working for this client. So this client have the some web portals where whenever the store executive is entering the all this billing detail into the system, these all details are going to the that web portal for this location, this gas station location, this customer punch this order, and this is the total bill generated. So all this information we are getting from those web portals that we already have the access. So customer has provided the access to us so that we can go to the web portal. I can download the report. That report give me all the view of the
Rajnish,
all
are
the
you telling orally or are you just sharing any video here?
No, no, video. I'm not sharing. I'm just telling you because this is
Okay,
my
okay,
personal laptop. Because
okay,
that project I have done from my official laptop, but official laptop I cannot join the meeting due to some client constraint.
okay.
Okay,
No.
so there is a web portal where it will give me all the data that contain all the sales for the previous day, because current day we cannot pull the report. We will pull the all the sales record from the previous day. And similarly, client have provided us the one bank portal access where we can fetch the bank statement. So bank statement basically for that purpose, if this number of sales have been made through all gas station. So what is the total amount I have received in the customer account? So bank statement will give me that information. So they need the reconcile view of the total sale versus total amount they received. So this type of automation. So what we did, we create a one flow which will go to the client web portal. It will download all the data, and one flow we have created, it will go to the bank portal. It will download the data from the bank. Then we reconcile both the things. For example, for this particular item, if $100 is $100 billing has been generated, then bank statement should contain the $100 in the bank account. If it is not, so it will give them the summarized view across all the gas station. From this gas station, this total billing has been generated for this, but in the account we have received this much of amount. So it will give them the consolidated reconciliation view of the amount versus total billing. So we will cover more example. So first of all, let me show you the uh, Power Automate. 1 minute, I'm getting this issue. So let me show you the Power Automate. So this is the URL. From this URL, you can access to the Power Automate cloud version. So this is basically the cloud version of the Power Automate. So here, if you will go, you will see the different option. So we'll see here the different option in the home screen. This is the home screen here. This is basically the home screen of the Power Automate. Then we have the template option. So in this template option, we have, if you, as you can see, we have a lot of template option here. For example, save Office 365 email attachment to specified OneDrive of business. So this is basically using this automated template. It will create the ready-made steps for you. You just only need to connect, give your connection detail to this template, and it will pick your detail. So for example, if you will receive any email in your Office 365, it will download all the attachment, whatever attachment you have that particular email, it will save all the attachment in the OneDrive. So similarly, we have different templates. As you can see, those are the ready-made templates. After that, there is a documentation learning page where Microsoft has provided some learning material also, where you can do some learning. After that, we have a My Flows option. So in My Flow, so it is basically to create the flow. So here you can see, if I want to create a new flow, this is the new flow tab from where I can click on the flow. And here, if you'll see, we have basically 4 type of flow. One is automated cloud flow. So what is automated cloud flow? Just give me 1 minute, guys. So what is automated cloud flow? Automated cloud flow is basically, if I want to create any auto trigger flow, auto trigger process. So for example, I received a email. If I will click here, so you will see there is a different automated trigger option. So OneDrive for business. When a new file is created, I will click here. So it will take that, the initial step it will take as finally file is created. So I have to give the folder location to my process. I will, if I in my OneDrive for business, maybe I have different folder. So I will give the particular folder location on my this folder location. If someone from the business team or from the team has create any new item or any new file into this OneDrive, then my process should start from this point, and after that it will perform any certain step, whatever we will design, it will do the, but my initial step is to call the process basis on this condition. Similarly, we have this option in SharePoint when a new item is created on SharePoint. New mail arrives in a Gmail. So there are some standard connectors and some are the premium connectors. So standard connector will come in the trial version also. So if you will click on this link, you will go to login. So their option will come as a trial version. So you can click on trial version. So like Gmail I believe is the premium version. So for access the premium version, you should have the premium license. But if you want to for the training purpose only, you can use the standard connection only. Okay. So right now I cannot. So this is the automated cloud flow. Then we have the instant cloud flow. Instant cloud flow is nothing. It is the cloud flow where developer has to manually trigger the flow. So for example, I created some flow where I don't know, I am not sure, the condition is not sure when to start the flow. So for example, my process is run basis on the ad hoc request. So for example, some ad hoc request that maybe come in at 2 o'clock or 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock, and there is someday it will not run completely. So in those cases, we create the instant cloud flow where developer can manually run the flow. So for those purpose, we create the instant cloud flow. Then we have the scheduled cloud flow. Scheduled cloud flow is basically to scheduling the cloud flow. So for example, currently there is a time 7:30 is in India, and I have received the some client request at 2 a.m. in the night. So 2 a.m. maybe my shift will over around 10 p.m. as per the Indian timing, but I will receive the request 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. in the morning as per the India timing. So in that case, what I will do, I will create the simply scheduled cloud flow. Scheduled cloud flow, what I can do, I can schedule the my flow at 4 a.m. in the morning. So I need not to worry. I will schedule my flow at the 4 a.m. As per the India time. So then you will get the option as a time zone, what time zone you want to select. So as we can select the India time zone and we can schedule the flow. Let me show. So if I create one flow here. Let me create. Here it will give you the option of the to select the time zone and the frequency as well. If you want to select the frequency, like your flow should trigger in a day, or you want to select the frequency in a week. I want to trigger my flow in a week on this day. So you can choose the option as well. If I want to only weekdays, I don't want to run my flow on Saturday, Sunday. So you can customize your days as well, Monday, Tuesday, or someday you can select. And the time zone option you can select here. So for India, we will use this time UTC plus 5:30. So based on that, I will schedule and my flow will automatically trigger. I need not to worry about this one. Then we have the desktop flow. Desktop flow is basically to call the Power Automate desktop flow. So I will tell you the desktop flow. Then after that, we have the approvals. So approval is basically if so for approvals, obviously we need the premium account. So let me tell you the some brief on the approval. So what all the approvals? So for example, I need some billing has been generated, and I I'm not authorized to approve those bills. So these bills needs to be approved from someone from the senior management team. So in that case, what we can do in the Power Automate, we can assign their name into the request. So what it will go to the that person in an email or in the app or in the Teams. You can share the communication to them. Please approve this request, so they can view the invoices, they can view the amount It can be anything. So so they can approve or reject the request. So basis on that, my flow will take the action. So all the approval requests we can monitor from here. If I am sending the 50 requests to the my manager, so how much requests are still pending, how much requests are in process, or how much requested are in the queue. This is process mining. Is it is basically process mining is basically to if I have some process, so I have sit with the client and I have seen the process. We have recorded that session, so we can just give the whole recording into the process mining. In the process mining, you will get the option to upload the file. So what Microsoft will do, Microsoft will analyze all the recording and it will tell you the one overview what all automate can be automate and what all the manual intervention that you may face the challenge. So this is the process mining step. AI hub, this is also premium account. So AI hub is basically where
Can you please repeat the process mining?
so process mining where so when in the automation profile in the automation job, you will sit with the client, you will see the business processes. In the business processes, first you need to do the feasibility test. In the feasibility test, so someone from that your manager or someone from your architect solution architect team will give you some process. So you need to sit with the client or with the business team where you will need to review the process. They will tell you the process. This is my process. We need to perform this action. We receive the email. After that, we need to perform. So first of all, you will record all the session. You will record the all these steps where they will click, where they where they will take the action. So in process mining step, you have the option to Microsoft has given you the option to do the process mining on your behalf. So you can upload your recording and your file to the process mining, and it will give you the one overview. It will create a one summarized view. This step can be automated. This step maybe will have some challenge. So this kind of layer it will create for you in the process mining. What all these steps we can it are standard, and these can be automated. What all the process are non-standard. There you may need more information on these steps. So all these information you will get from the process mining. Am I giving your question answer?
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you.
And
Then
Rajneesh, sorry to interrupt. This
yeah,
is Shiv.
yeah,
So you mean the process mining of architect job? So it will automatically give you the recommendation for the
yes,
process.
yes, yeah, yes,
Okay.
yeah. Then we have the AI hub. So AI hub is basically what. So for example, I have some. So AI hub is basically the AI builder where you can create you can train your model to. So for example, I'm giving the one example. So I receive the multiple PDF file. In those PDF file, I have different vendors. So those vendor I received, they have received the bill to me. They have received one vendor use their own format, and they will share the PDF file to me. In a PDF file, the one vendor is using their own format, and another vendor is sharing the bill sharing the invoices bill to me. But this vendor is using their own format. So there may be different. Similarly, I have, for example, I have 40 vendors, 40 different vendors. All those vendor are sharing their own format and their own invoices to me. Now what I need to do, if I want to automate such thing, extract the data from the PDF content. So in the Power Automate, we have many options. Like in the Power Automate desktop, we have the option to extract the content from the PDF file. But in that case, PDF file should be in a standard format. So if I have 15 50 different kind of format. I cannot develop the 50 different kind of bots for that particular challenge. So what I can do in the AI Hub, we have the option to train your model. So what I will do, I will do the document extraction model we have in the AI Hub. And AI Hub, I will create the collection. In the collection, I will take the sample from the different vendor, and I will start training all those invoices into my AI Hub. So AI Hub will, what it will do, it will start training all those document. It will understand, okay, this invoices is coming, so I need to capture this detail from this invoice, and it will also give you the confidence score. So for example, for this particular invoice, it will give you 90% score for some. So where it will give you 90%, so you may need to train more sample to the AI Hub, where it will learn, so it will give you better accuracy. So more doc sample it will get, it will give you better accuracy. So AI will do that particular thing. Then we have a desktop flow activity. This is basically if I'm running any desktop flow, so it will give me all those information. So let me quickly open the 1 minute. And there we have the option of table, then we have a connection. So connection, I am trying to log in with my OneDrive connection, but somehow I am not able to get it. So I will log in with the OneDrive and I will show you some example on the Cloudflow as well. So let me quickly open the Power Automate desktop version. So this is the cloud version. If you will input this link, this URL, make.powerautomate.com. So it will land you the page. It will ask for your credential and you will be able to log in. This is the cloud version. Then we have the desktop version, which is basically to automate the legacy based applications. So let me open the Power Automate desktop. So this is the Power Automate desktop. So you can, in the Microsoft website itself, if you will enter the Power Automate desktop, it will give you the option to download the version. So from Windows 11, there is no cost to download the Power Automate desktop. You can download it at free of cost. And this is how it will look like. Home, my flow, and there are pre-built example of this uh, interface. So if I'll come into the my flow, and in the my flow, you need to click on new flow. So from the cloud version, you will get the option from there. From here, you will get the option to create the new flow. From here, you can only create the cloud-based flow. And from the Power Automate desktop, you can create the desktop-based application. For example, you have all these in your desktop. You want to access any desktop. You want to open any website, and need to extract some data from the website. So all that you can perform through the desktop flows. So let me quickly show you the one small example for those who are new to automations, what we can do with the help of automation. So here I will take the example. So I am assuming share market is very common to anyone. Everyone is aware of the share market. I will go to the share market website. It is opening the share market, the last stock that I have searched. NSE.com. What is the 1 minute? What is that site? NSE, National Stock Exchange. So this is the NSEindia.com. Okay, so this is the NSEindia.com. This is a share market website. So here I can see all the indices like Nifty 50 and Nifty Mid Cap Select. I have the different equity derivative. So for example, I have this equity, and now I want to capture the gainers for that particular day. What all the gainers So I need to capture this information. So let us develop this small exercise first. Then I will show you the what all variable and condition in the desktop flow. Let's take a short example of this. I will create on new flow. I will name my flow as a captures gainers. So once you will click, you will see this window. So this window is nothing you are getting from here. So whatever flow you will create, you can see all the list of your flow, and then it will open this interface. From this interface, it will give you all different options from this navigation bar, variable condition, loops, scripting, UI automation, browser automation, mouse and keyboard. So all those things we will learn. And from this screen, you can view the variables, what all variables I am using in my flow, UI elements. So elements are nothing. Whatever information I am capturing from this element, it will store all the elements here, and I can use those elements into my flow. This is the image section. So if I want to uh, do some automation basis on based on any image. For example, I want to capture this image. So all these images I can see from here what all images I am using in my automation. So for example, what is my requirement? I want to capture the gainers for the particular day. So first of all, what I need to capture the gainers. I need my flow to open this URL. So open the URL. We have the option as browser automation. In the browser automation, I have we have a step as a launch. So I can launch the internet, Firefox, Chrome, Microsoft Edge. So I will take the example of Microsoft Edge. I will drag this option. So we can drag this option like this, or else you can double click on this. So both way it will work. Here you will get the option as launch new instance or attaching to running instance. So what it means, I have already one instance in my current browser, or I can open the new tab. So it is basically that one. So initial URL, what is the URL address that you want to open? So my URL is https.necindia.com. I will input this URL in my flow. Windows state, I want it to open in maximize state. I don't want to open it in a minimize or some sort of any window resize option. So I need it in maximize. Then you have the advanced option. In the advanced option, you will get the turn timeout option if you want to set any timeout, and this is the variable produce. So basically, when it will open the URL, it will store that particular instance into this variable. So I will change it. For now, I will use the NSC. So this is basically if you are using 4 or 5 web portals in your one project, so it will help you to focus on any particular web portal. For example, you are getting a one information from one portal, and now you want to get the input that information into some different portal. So in from with the help of variable, you can easily navigate your process to navigate to different web portal. I will use this section launch new Microsoft Edge. So let me show you what it will do. So let me close this action, and let me just run this single option only. So when I will run this option, so you see it will open the NSC website for me. It's a simple process. Now I want to, what my need is to capture the gainers. So first of all, what next step I will use? I will use the next step as a wait for the web page to upload. So what you have observed, when I run the flow, it is taking a 3-minute pause to upload the website. So for a better automation case, I will give the wait for the content to upload. So what it will do, it will wait for the web page to upload the whole page. So I will take this action, wait for web page content, and from here I will capture one element. So in element, if I will go on element, I can capture any element from here. So this is basically, it is a Microsoft element picker. So if I want to pick any element, I just hover my mouse to that particular element and it will capture those information in my flow automatically. So you can see. So now I will use this particular equities because I need the gainers. So I can use this particular element in my automation. So for this, what I will do, I will press Control and then right click, and this will capture this particular element into my automation, and I can see that element information from here. So this element is captured here in this my project. So what I need to click on this equity and I need to extract all these information, all the gainers. Next action, what I will use the action as a click on a web page. And this particular case, I'm only showing you the Power Automate capability. It is not I'm going in advance to directly jumping into the web page automation. It is I'm showing you only to the capability what this Power Automate can do. So the same element that I have captured, I will use this, select this. I can give the option left click, right click. I will use left click. I'll click on save. After that, we have the option as a data extraction data from web page. I will double click on this. I will if I have the multiple browser, in the drop down it will show, the list will show me the different browser, but currently I'm using only one browser. So I'm getting this option. I will go to my this one. This is my list. So I can hover my mouse anywhere. So I will click here. Now I can capture the information. So what you need the entire HTML table, or I need only the name. So all this information it will give you. I will use the text. I will use the entire. So I'll right click, I will click on extract entire HTML table. It will give me all data. I will use finish. After that, I will use this information in, it should show this information into message box, display message box, NSC gainers, message to display. So from here you can see the option. So for example, message to display, here you can see this option. From this option, it will give you the select variable option. When you will double click on this, it will give you the all the list of variables that you have in your current flow. So currently I have only using data from web page and the NEC, that is a web portal variable. So I will use this data from web page. It will give me the gainers list, what all the gainers. I have select this. I will click on save. Now I will run my flow. Let's see if it will capture the information for us. It has opened the NSE website. It has click on equities. Now the message box is it displaying in my this one. So here you can see it is showing this information. HI Star Metal, Kothari PO, and with the all the open high, so that we can uh, do the that we can automate, like I need the only high, I need the open, or I want to compare it with the previous day data. What is the share price of this share on the previous day or the last week? What is the trend is going on? So after that, I can capture this information into the Excel, or I can automate that process also. I need this information to send me on the email directly. I don't have the time, so I can schedule my flow. So whenever at 10 p.m. 10 a.m. in the morning, when the market open in the 9:15 on the 10 a.m. in the morning, my flow should run. It will should go to the nseindia.com. It should go to the gainers. It should capture all the information. It will update the Excel or send this with me on an email, so I can review from the email in the morning itself. I can see the detail of all the gainers, or similarly you can capture the information on the losers. You can derivatives on all these things. So any question, any query on this? Any?
Hello.
No.
Hello.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I just have one question. Will this session be recorded for later evaluation or?
Sorry, I didn't get you. Can you?
No, I said if this session would be recorded for
Yeah.
further
It's
evaluation.
recorded. It's recorded. The recording is already. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So this is one simple example to capture the some data from the web portal. Let me show you some more example uh, for other things. So in the flow itself, we have the option to create the multiple subflows. So this is my main flow. Now I want to create some small flow. For example, your project is contained too many small pieces. For example, it should capture the information from web portal. It should update something in a Excel. It should do perform something in. So you not need to add all these steps into single in this single flow. What it will do, it will create too many steps, and in the end the project, when your project will complete it, you will get confused which step I need to do. So for example, you have one process to update anything on the Excel, and you receive the any feedback from the client. I want to change something on the Excel part. Then if you'll create these subflows, you can go to dash flow directly. Okay, my Excel part I have developed in this part, so I just need to jump on this flow and I can do the modification. Anybody is asking something? So I can rename my flows. So for example, I can rename it anything. Uh, so here you can see there are many options we have. So I will go one by one on each options. So first of all, we have variable. So those candidates who are in already in RPA field, they are aware what is variable. So variable is nothing. Variable is a value where you need to store something into the any value. So for example, I will take the variable as a, and in a I want to store any name, so I can store that particular name. So for example, so there you can see different example. there is a list variable where you can create the list and truncate number, create JSON, convert JSON. So all these we will learn when we will have the data, because creating the list we need the data. So first I will directly jump to set variable. This is a simple example of the variable. So I will double click on this. So when I will double click, it will give me this box where I need to put my value. So here we not need to so this is the by default name what Power Automate is suggesting, the new variable. I can change it to anything. It can be anything. So I will take this as an employee name. And so let me take example of amount first. So I will take example of amount, and I am taking a amount as 100. So what it will do, it will store the 100 numeric value to this amount. And if I will use this action, for example, increase variable. So now it will give me the option from here what variable I would need to select. So I need to select amount. We'll double click on this. So in a Power Automate, always your variable value will enclosed with percentage. So you can see here percentage and here percentage, and this is my variable value. So always your variable value come like this, percentage, and then in between you can see this value. So I want to increase my variable by 100. Now I want to see this value. We have the option as a message box. Yeah. Display message. I want to display the value of my amount. I will double click. I will give the title anything. This amount. So what it will do, it will store the 100 value to the amount. After that, I have used the action as an increase variable by 10. So what it will do, it will increase the variable in a 10. So my final output will come as a, and now if I'll click directly here, what it will do, it will first run this flow, and then after I need to use the action as a run subflow. So I want to use only this particular subflow. So what I'll do, I will right click and I will use run from here. So what I will do, it will run from this particular step, because I don't want to run this flow. I will use this flow only. So I will click here and I'll click run from here. So what it did, it stored the 100 in an amount, then it increased it by 10, and my final amount is coming as a 110. Similar.
Hello.
Yeah.
Sir, can you show how we create a user taking variable?
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
I
Sure.
want to,
Yeah. Yeah.
100
Yeah.
and yes.
Understand. Yeah. If I want to take the input from the user to input the information, so for that
Yes.
purpose we have this option, displayed input dialog. So this one. So here the title, you can select the title. I mean, what is the main pop-up that you want to show to the user? Please enter the amount. Then input dialog box. Okay, this is the dialog one, invoice amount. Then in the message, you can please enter the amount. Default value you can select, or otherwise you can leave it as a blank. So what variable it will produce? It will produce as a variable as a user input. If you want, you can change it if you want. Otherwise, leave it as a user input by default. Now, I want this value to be stored through the user input instead of the manually inputting any value. So I will double click here. I will select this option. You can see user input. I will double click here. If you see, it is coming as a enclosed with percentage, because this is the Power Automate default setting. Now I have increased it by 10. Now if I run this flow, run from here, I will enter 550. I'm getting that invoice amount. Please enter the amount. Then it is giving me the amount as a 560. So that is one, that how we can take the input from the user end. This is one example. And let's take the one example of conditions. So here, as you can see, we have the different conditions. So what is the conditions? So condition is basically where you can use the logical condition in your process to understand the business logic. So for example, my amount is $100. Now I want to apply some condition. If my invoice amount is greater than $100, then someone should approve it. If my amount is less than $100, then it should send the email to my business team. So those kind of condition, basis on that condition, you can use all these conditional based logic. So let me give you one example of that. Let me create one new flow. So let me take an example of input dialog box only. So in a message box, I'm using input dialog. Employee name. Please user input 2. Here I am changing the variable to imp name. This is short of employee name. So I'm using this input and I will add the condition. So first I'm using the if and if condition. So in a if condition, we have simply how the if condition will work. First in the if, I will give the logic. If this value is equal to this, then it should work. Then it should, if my condition will be match, it will what? Ankush, I think Rajesh has a question. What is the daily training time? Daily training time, if you can answer to him. So if how the if condition will work? If my criteria will match, then it will trigger the true condition. Otherwise, if criteria will not match, it will trigger the false condition. So for example, my name is Rajneesh Kumar. Now I have given the option. If the employee name is equal to the Rajneesh, then it will trigger the true option. If I am giving the any other name like Ashish, so I am already giving the value to Rajneesh, so it will compare Rajneesh equal to Ashish. So Rajneesh, if my flow will match Rajneesh equal to Ashish, so it is not matching, so it will trigger the false condition in that case. Let me give you one example. So here we have the first operand. In the first operand, I will give the what is the value that I need to match. So we can give any value hard coded. I mean, I can I can manually type here, or I can give the variables, any variable here. what is the variable I'm using. So currently I have the using employee name. I will select this employee name. Then we have the different operator. Operator is nothing to comparison between the values. So in case of numeric value, I can use the less than, greater than operators. In case of string text values, we can use the operator as contain, left, right value. So all these are different operators that we have. Basically in any programming, we have all these operators: equals to, not equals to, greater than, contain, does not contain, if my variable is empty, is not empty. So basis on that you build the logic, that basis on that your flow should work. So for now I'm using the equal to. The simple condition is equal to. The second operand, I will give as a Rajneesh. So if I have select only this one, this is by default will come, because if always close with the AND block. If I'm using the if condition, it will automatically add the AND block, so that my flow will understand my condition is starting from here and it is ending here. Now in between I need whatever step I need to give, I will add in between, because if I'll give anything here, my condition will not able to read those values. So what I'll do, I will take one message box. 1 minute. Let me put this message box. So I will give any title, and now I will display employee name is correct. So if it is my value is equal to Rajneesh, my variable want to compare it with Rajneesh, so it should value is correct. So I will run. Okay, I will run from here, because if I will click here, it will trigger this flow from this starting flow, because this is my main flow, and in this one we are creating sub flows. So this is the main flow. If I'll click by default here, it will start from here and it will end here, because I am not calling these flows for now. So I will right click, I will click run from here. Here I'm getting the option as a please enter your name. I am entering Rajneesh. Employee name is correct. Now I'm taking the any other name. I'm taking a other name, Pradeep. So it will not trigger anything, because I have not given any condition. If my condition is getting failed, so what the process should do? So in that case, I will give my flow to understand if my condition is getting failed, then it should okay, it should work. Problem in my mouse. I will drag it to here. So in a if condition, we have a if, then we have a and now I want to give any condition in case of false. So I will add the else block here, and I will give the false condition here. Display message invalid employee name. And in the message box icon also I can give the, here we have different message box buttons, also none information in case you want to show the information, logo, questions, warning, error. So here we will show the warning pop-up. I want to show this warning pop up to my business. So I will click here. I will click run from here. First, I will click enter Rajneesh. It will show the correct output. Now I will click on, I will enter any wrong name. For example, Rajesh have shown me this warning logo with invalid employee name. So this is the one example of if and else. So similarly, we can add more condition. If I want to add the else if condition, more condition, then we can use the else if block here. And in the else if, I can use the multiple condition also. So for example, my employee name can be Rajneesh, or my employee name can be Pradeep. So I can use that variable. I can use the equal to Pradeep. If my employee name is Pradeep, then it should also work. So similarly, now I have the question here. Now somebody mistakenly enter the name in a short uh, in a small letters. Then what it will do it, whether it will match the condition or it will false the criteria. So by default, someone has entered is in a small case because we are taking the input from the user, and user can enter anything. They are not considering the case sensitive things. So if I'll click OK, so the flow is not able to understand the name if it is in small letter. So I need to understand my flow to take the name as well if it is in small letter or it is in capital letter. So what I can do for those cases, I can use the action as a contain, and in a contain, as you can see here, we have the option ignore case. I will click on this one, ignore case. Now if I'll use my flow, I will click on, now I will enter any this form. I will enter. Now it is able to understand if user is inputting information in small or any weird case, it will understand everything because we have given the condition as a ignore case. So this is the rule of if and else. And similarly, if you want to play with the numeric value, in the numeric value also you can add the condition. So for example, now I will give some value as a numeric. So I will take the one example. So does anyone have any question on this step, if and else? We will take the one example of the numeric values because this one is the text example, when we will take the numeric value example.
If million of accounts are being there, then how could we?
What we have? What is the question?
Millions of accounts are being there in one
Huh,
particular apps,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So,
So yeah, so you are saying if in my database I have a million of accounts, so how the if condition will work? That's your question? Yeah, in that case,
correct.
in that case, we have the different operation, like we have the option as a list, so, or we have the option as a array, or we have the option for the loop. So what we can do, we can store the value in an array or in a list, and we can use that condition, check that particular value in that particular array only. So array will store all the different values, and from the array I can filter out that particular thing only. I can use the condition as a match this particular thing in a list of array. So it will solve my purpose. I not need not to loop over millions value. I will store all things in the one common array.
Can you show that in in coming days as examples or something like? Can you do it here?
Yeah, sure. I will show you. I will show you that example. I will store all the not million. I will store 100 or 200 default values. Then I will show you how can we quickly filter out the things in a short way. So there are the two approach that we can use. We can apply the loop, but loop will take too much time because if I have a, for example, well, 1000 rows and I have a one value, I want to compare that particular value into 1000 rows and my value is, for example, on 990 row, then my loop will run 900 times. Then on the 900 times, it will find out that value. So it will slow down my whole process. So I don't want to use that. Instead of that, I will use all these value in the filter and I can filter out those things. So that way we can easily do all these things. I will show you that example in whenever we will do next class. So let me show you one example of numeric values. So I will use display dialog box, input dialog box, enter the amount. I will do quickly this time. If my user that amount is storing in user input 2, so I will user input 2 and I will use the operand as a my value is equal to or greater than 1000, then it should display message need approval. Where is the else block? If invoice if my condition will not true, then it should can bill to customer. So simply if my amount is greater than 1000, then we need the approval. If it is less than, then we can simply build that particular amount. I will click run from here. I will enter 300. I will use bill to customer. Use run from here. Is 1100. My message was coming as need approval. So this is a simple numeric value conditions. So based on that, we can take the similarly. This is the if and else. Now we have one more conditional based statement in the Power Automate. That is switch. So before that, actually, let's take a 5-minute of break, and then I will come in a 5 minute. Hope it's fine, everyone. Guys, it is fine if we take the 5 minute of break.
Yes.
Yes, it's fine.
Yeah, thank you. Let's come. I will rejoin in 8:25. Currently it's 8:21. Let me join in 8:25. Okay.
Hello, everyone. Sorry for the interruption. We have some hard stop at 8:30. We have another session at 8:30. Right. So we need to stop it, and we need to have the trainings. Well, any doubts you have with respect to a training curriculum, we will have one more session with you guys. Right. So any queries specifically with respect to the trainings, we'll have it on weekends mostly. Right. You can reach us out in the group for the specific details. Right. I'll share the group link over here. Guys, are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Just a minute. Okay, so I have shared you the group link. For the detail, you can reach out to us in the group. I'm even sharing in my number. Okay, I think Gaurav, you can stop the recording. Sorry, Rajneesh, you can stop the recording.
Okay.